Howdy y'all, Joe Hills here, recording as I always do in Nashville, Tennessee, and today on the Hermitcraft server, we are working on the Nether Hub project. A lot of folks have been busy getting pieces of this together. Now, as they dropped in the land, they went ahead and filled it all in with gray glass on top of it, so that we wouldn't have any, like, terrible, land-related problems where ghasts spawn on top of the land. So the gray glass does a really good job of not really showing that the land is non-spawnable, but also making the land non-spawnable. In the meantime, though, we have a lot of gray glass to place because we had to do this entire ocean. Not just me, really everybody on the server, but it's important for each of us to do our part, and, the cumulative effect of one person helping another, can really just make all the difference in the world, One thing that I saw once was people were talking about, like, hey, everybody's terrified if they went back in time and did one thing differently, that it would change the world entirely. The whole future would be completely different. And at the same time, they're afraid to do anything in, or in their lives, they don't bother to do anything because they think what they do doesn't possibly matter. Well, you know what? Welcome, thousands of people watching this. You guys are part of this too, and just you encouraging me to do this is making life easier for everybody else on the server, which means that they can make better videos for their fans. Like, everybody out here is helping with this project. You, by watching and keeping me company, because honestly, even though this is a relaxing thing for me to do, and I'd probably be playing video games and zoning out anyway in my free time, I get an extra bit of joy knowing that y'all are enjoying it too. And so I'm not just gonna sit here and ponder gray glass this whole episode. I'm gonna talk, and I'm gonna let my mind wander. I'm gonna let it be free, like a herd of wild ponies running free across the plain. I'm also realizing, wow, 64 gray glass is gonna go pretty fast. Luckily, CubFan went through the trouble of harvesting a ton of that earlier for all of us to use. He is just gonna make all of this so much easier for us, and hopefully we can make things so much easier for him. Xisuma did a ton of work getting that land in place. I think Impulse and Ijevin helped a lot with the carpets. Just everybody is doing something. And doing a little bit of something is better than doing a lot of nothing. So, why don't we proceed? Time skip! Okay, and as you can see here, this is Xisuma using the Schematica mod, which allows him to have some sort of magical overlay, letting him know which block he needs to place, of which color. Now, he's still manually placing the blocks one at a time in order to get the land and the terrain the way he wants it to be, but it'll turn out way better than if he just eyeballed it with a map. Some people might say this isn't very vanilla, but, in terms of, what do you call those mods that are, client-based mods? It's pretty reasonable to have something that gives you a holographic overlay that tells you where to place blocks on a project this big. I'm not personally using it, because I'm hitting the screenshot button by accident, which takes up a lot of my time and doesn't leave me with enough time to actually place those things the way they should be placed. So we are going to go ahead and grab some more gray glass, because we have gone through 2 entire inventories full just working on this so far. Time skip!
Who's the guy who can conquer death? That's Joe Hills. He plays for Nashville when he plays Minecraft. That's Joe Hills. That's Joe Hills.
Well, as you can see, this whole area is vastly improved with Xisuma's effort. This is a huge project to get to this point, and once we get these lollipop nether portals locked down to the glass layer, it's going to look even better. Unfortunately, we ran out of gray glass. Even though Xisuma gave us a ton, we ran out, but that's okay, because I have a plan. I grabbed a bunch of glass, nice plain regular glass, from my project area where I was smelting all that glass, and we only need enough to fill in this space right here. That seems like a lot, but it's probably only maybe 7 or 8 stacks. based on what we've been doing so far. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to see if there's any extra dye in the project hut that Xisuma set up, because I have some extra bone meal I was able to bring with me. So if we can get some extra dye, we're going to be in good shape. Blue carpet. Hey, dyes. Bones. Oh, well, there are plenty of bones. Oh, just not any ink. And I think I unfortunately spent most of my ink that... Well, you know what? Hey, I've got 2 diamonds. Let's see if we can buy some ink from False Symmetry. So we're going to go ahead and ender pearl into False's shop. Only 2... What's the actual entrance to this? I don't even know. I guess if I get onto the feather, that's at least going to get me in the right direction. Okay, cool. 2 diamonds per stack. Oh, hey, there we go. So now we have enough to get by. And how do we get back out? So she has... Oh, there it is. She gives us ender pearls to get in, but not to get out. I see how it goes. You know, I set those diamonds aside for a rainy day, and it never rains in the nether, but hey, you know, sometimes we don't want to be fair weather friends, and we had to back our buddies until the end, so I took those diamonds and I made some gray glass, and if that was the wrong thing to do, then, you know what, I'm going to pass on whatever judgment system you would like to impose. I am just here, a Hills and a Joe. So let's go. Time skip. Welcome back to the Musical Threat Emergency Room. I've been smelting some glass in order to pass the time. I have actually renamed each of my records using this anvil, which has been a pretty fun endeavor. If you like categorizing things, I didn't actually alphabetize these. I don't have a good order to put these in. I just kind of threw them up on the wall. If you guys want to leave comments in the comments section below about how you think I should arrange my record collection, feel free to do so. In the meantime, I'm going to grab all of these gray-stained glass blocks and hopefully close out the end of the nether hub layer that I'm working on. Oh no, it's getting dark. Luckily, I was able to also find some, paper and gunpowder, so that we can actually do a quick fly around of the nether hub once it's fully complete. That should be fun. So I hope you'll come with me and join me for that. Also, we're going to close with a poem about the nether hub and about cooking that I wrote. I had some time to think about this, and I thought, you know, I should write a poem about the hub and about cooking. So we'll get to that in a little while. Once I figure out where is that last single bit of missing glass. Somewhere here there is a tiny sliver of glass missing, and I'm going to find it. It is... Oh, I remember now. It was way over here. It's almost imperceptible until you notice it. That's the thing about imperfection, is it's really obnoxious when you look at it too closely. But otherwise, you can miss it. So, whoops. There's an imperfection for us. Thank you so much again to Xisuma for doing all the hard work of sorting out how this was going to look. We have placed the final block, and we are now prepared, I think, to enjoy a well-deserved cooked cod. And on top of that, vertically speaking, we are going to take this firework rocket up here, ascending this ladder. We are going to be able to look down now, really see how all this comes together. Let's go ahead and just appreciate for a second how this looks. It's three-dimensional. The land rises up from the sea. It's hard to tell where that wall is, so I'm a little worried about hitting it. Oh, I forgot that there's this boat thing up here. That's how we get to the nether hub. What do you call that? The gold farm. But yeah, look at this. This is all really... This is the result of about a dozen people working for several weeks to mine everything out, to gather all the resources. I am thrilled with how it has turned out and come together. So why don't we try and find a good place to land and read that little poem that I wrote for Patreon sponsor Shay Snail, thanks to whom we ran no mid-roll ad this episode. So let me pull that up on my phone, and away we will go. Gray glass is gray. Blue carpets are blue. The land's baked-dyed clay that tastes like your stew. Well, until next time, y'all, this is Joe Hills from Nashville, Tennessee. Keep adventuring.